What's cracking, ladies and gentlemen? We're here continuing the investigations into deep state criminality. If we see something, we say something. Live on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. No filters required. We're not going in through any official channels, all right? This is the grassroots holding the deep state tyrants accountable. We see what you're up to, tyrants. We see it. We're on to you. You know, I'm out here like Jack Nicholson in Chinatown, dude. I need to get me a white suit and start snooping. All right? Because there's a lot of evidence being left behind. People like Julian Assange, they point it out, and then they get thrown in cages. What's the deal? We're just doing a little snooping. What do you have to hide? Isn't that your argument, from the NSA? What do you have to hide, Americans? We're just doing a little snooping in your metadata. Think nothing of it. But, couldn't you theoretically compile a dossier on me and then put me in one of your profiles that's a risk factor? Oh my God. He talks about our criminal behavior. That's a risk factor that we can't put up with, ladies and gentlemen. Will not be tolerated. You troublesome little tax cattle there. Don't go snooping around the barn. The tax farmers have you right where they want you, all right, in your limited, free range allowed space. And we are very thankful that we were the tax cattle that were born into America, where we actually have, some vestiges of a social mobile ladder, and we can, we can push back against the narratives. Okay, we have our communications technology. All right, so now the deep state sneaks, they have to be extra sneaky. All right, because people are talking all the time. What the fuck's going on, Cactus Jack? Coming in so hot, just assuming my sexual proclivities on the podcast, That's very, out here in LA, you're not supposed to assume those things. All right? You're supposed to address me by the pronouns that I demand of you. All right? I am to be referred, I'm to be referred to as a disabled Puerto Rican midget. And I thought we had that clear. We've got to get our story straight if I'm ever going to, start competing in the Special Olympics and dominating. All right? Because I want to be on those podiums, dude. Well, looks like Nick Jordan wins again. Oh, he told us he identified as a disabled midget, and we're not going to offend him by pretending otherwise. Because what's most important is his subjective experience. And then somebody else steps in from the, the commission, and they're like, well, he is a fucking straight white male. I mean, should we really give a fuck what his subjective experience is? His subjective experience is pure oppression. That's what the left thinks, straight white males, that our consciousness is just like predator vision, and it's just constantly looking like in thermal mode for somebody to oppress. When we wake up in the morning, we're just, who is in the lower classes can I put my boot on their neck today? Oh, I see so many necks, so little boot time. Oh, we gotta. It's that predator oppressive mode, dude. We're out here trying to start small businesses and make people laugh, and we're just stepping on the necks of all the minorities and all the women. They're just helpless unless the government steps in, like the Avengers. No, the government's here. We have a superpower called taxation that you have to comply with. Superpower called a gun to your head. Oh, they should write a comic book about that. Cactus Jack says, I can't wait for this deep state movie. Just going to be more controlled opposition garbage. That's the exact same thing I said when I saw that billboard. That's hilarious. That's what it is. They're getting out in front of that narrative, because even like, you know, the most rudimentary thinkers in the country, if they pay attention at all to, you know, what's been going on in politics, they have heard the term deep state, and there's starting to be a consciousness in the country that there's this perpetual corrupt piece of government that moves on through administrations and doesn't leave, and they have their own interests to enrich themselves by using the government to sell influence across the world and topple regimes there, and just play that little grand chessboard, baby. We're just like Bobby Fischer in the park. You know, it's all very, you know, sneaky and fun. And it turns out a lot of, you know, big giant smoldering piles of bodies, but we're not paying any attention to that. All right, and we're not paying any attention to the inflation in the economy. It's keeping that train going, baby. We're keeping the moves alive. We're putting people in check. The economy seems to be in check. You know, it's going to be a tough one to negotiate our way out of this shit. What up, humble hash? Joe Biden's entire campaign is based on the Charlottesville riots. Oh, God. Is that what he started talking about? They're going to try to, you know, give CPR back to that narrative. Just hit it again, clear. And it's like, he's been dead for 6 months. And clear. Trump supported the Nazis. Blah. You know, and it's got to be the rational nurse that just comes in and taps him on the shoulder. It's over. All right. There were just regular conservatives on the side of the Unite the Right people, and they did have a permit to assemble. So it was kind of Antifa that came in and started the violence, and if Antifa never showed up, there wouldn't have been violence, and it just would have been, you know, a dozen Nazi retard guys in a crowd of, you know, 90% other right-wing people. But instead, you know, we got a big mob attacking each other, and some redneck idiot, probably drunk off his ass, trying to speed off in his hot rod, and he plows into some chick, and then it's like, oh my God, the Nazis have murdered, and Donald Trump has stood behind them. That was, oh man, literally called Trump supporters Nazis. Yeah, he's got to go. I mean, as a straight white male who's running for the leftist ticket in 2019, ooh boy, you got to be on that I hate myself because I'm white train. And oh my God, there are Nazis around every corner just waiting to take all of your rights and start the Fourth Reich, you know? They can't wait. They're just waiting to pounce under Trump. You know, they're taking all of their positions. He's talking to them on you know, walkie-talkies and shit when he gets private away from his advisors. Let me speak to the Grand Wizard of, let me speak to the Chancellor Wizard of the modern Nazis there. It's your God Emperor here, where, the economy seems to be doing better. Black unemployment has gone down, and that's a problem. Why do these black people keep getting jobs? Why do the Jews own all the media? We don't seem to be doing a very good job as white supremacist Nazis here, and I'm here to turn that around. And the media, the good, honest media at CNN, they're trying to take me down, and it's they're really putting heat on me with this. You know, I hope they don't find out that I'm actually a Russian. And it's like, this is what these people are thinking. It's like, meanwhile, you know, 30% of college professors are openly admitted communists. And it's like, communism has a little higher death toll than the Nazis. And a little higher, you know, a socially approved, you know, existence in society. If anybody finds out you have a swastika tattoo or some kind of, you know, Nazi, you know, regalia, or you're into that, you're totally done in any aspect of society. Like I've said it on the podcast before, but the only time I've met a white supremacist dude, I'm supposed to be from the epicenter of white racism in America. Oklahoma. Oh my God, what a cesspool of bigotry! It's a bigotry stew. Oh, xenophobia and racism and misogyny, and that's the leftists sound like, the pray the gay away preachers that they're supposed to be against. Oh, we got to pray the bigot away. Pray to the altar of political correctness and social justice, and that's what they sound like now. But the only time I met a white supremacist was in Burbank, California, outside of a Starbucks there. And he wasn't in an armored vehicle. He didn't have a lot of minions. He didn't have, a suit. He was kind of just sitting on the curb in a sleeveless shirt with a sunburned head, drinking a Mike's Hard Lemonade. Just bumming. That's where the Nazis are in society. They're not, they don't have a lot of sway. They don't have a lot of influence. They're kind of outcasts for societies. But then we have outcasts of society. But then we have, the communist professor with his, his big white friendly beard, and he combs his hair with a balloon like Bernie. He's loving. All right. He does support an ideology that's killed a 250 million people, but it sounds nice and it's friendly, feminine language. And so it passes through the filters of female reasoning centers. And they're like, well, it sounds nice. Don't look at the bodies. I'm not reading history. I didn't read that part of history. I don't want to. Gulag Archipelago? That sounds like brunch at a waffle place. The Gulag Archipelago, is that a special at IHOP? I don't eat carbs. But it's like, you don't have to, there's no rational evaluation of the communist ideology. It's just, well, in theory, we just give these people, a whole lot of power over society, because if we don't have, these individuals with a whole lot of power over society, then society's going to go crazy because people are crazy. But we're going to give these crazy people a whole bunch of power, and then they're not going to be crazy because they said they're not crazy. Bernie said he's not crazy. All right? We don't have to press him on any of the arguments and why you want violent criminals to be able to vote, and it's fine. He's a harmless old man. Okay? He just wants all the power and money. What's the deal? What up, Primordial Soup? You're a Boston comic looking to move to LA? Oh shit. Do it, man. LA is fertile soil out here, dude. There's a lot of people that are on the fence and can be swayed. All right, there is the typical, leftist idiots, but I mean, there's pockets out here where you can make some ground. And while you're doing it, you can enjoy the sunshine and all the big booties walking around. Oh, ho, ho. You'd love to hear Ilhan Omar's answer for why the Mohammedists have a way bigger body count than any other religion. Oh, you'd like to hear her answer. Well, it's, how else are you supposed to spread your ideas? All right. You've had a lineage of, cousin fucking, and it's had a little bit of a negative impact on your collective IQ there on average. And it's a little harder to form a cogent argument when that happens. you more or less just default to that sword, dude. You know, a little sneakiness, a little sword play, you know, a little magic carpet action. You know, you slowly work your way into the institutions. You threaten people into not being able to criticize you, you know. Don't draw Muhammad now. Wouldn't want anything, it'd be a real shame if any of your possessions blew up. Wouldn't it? It'd be a real shame. That's that jihad mafia, bro. You know? The Italian mafia doesn't have a lot of sway anymore. It's more the jihad mafia. You know, they got that oil money. They're out here drag racing in Beverly Hills in their Lambos, you know, stunting. And you know, they're taking a lot of the women that aren't being satisfied by the pussy ass white males who are just bending over and grabbing their ankles and opening their cavities for Western civilization to be enriched culturally. Thank you for enriching my culture. What up, Nid Ty? You like cultural I can't say cultural enrichment in an in an Arab accent. Good luck with that. Cultural enrichment. There's too much rolling R's. All right, on Primordial. Glad to have you on board. We come on here and we talk shit. You know, I'm from Oklahoma originally. Did my first open mics out there, and then drove 1,500 miles west to the Golden State. Cruised in on that 10 freeway, dude. Saw the big, you know, absurdly overdone wind farms out here. It's just, when you're driving into LA, it's just an absurdly ridiculous amount of those giant fucking wind turbines. And it's like, I don't think they're that efficient, but they're just trying so hard to seem progressive for the climate, you know, because we all have to abide by what the climate scientists tell us. All right, it's it comes down to about 10 nerds in a room, all right, who have designed some video game software that is going to tell us what the Earth atmosphere will be like in 10 years. And they know. And the meteorologists are like, hey, if y'all know, I keep fucking up the 10-day forecast. How about y'all share some information? I want to know if it's going to rain next week. And they're like, it's only for us, okay? We're just trying to get the carbon taxes through, all right? If you have any questions, just ask Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She'll give you a bug-eyed Valley Girl response, all right? And you can't argue against it, or else you're sexist and racist. Somebody's idling their goddamn truck out here. Some dickhole with his truck out here. But yeah, they're all obsessed with the renewable energy. Can't we take a moment to celebrate, you know, what the fossil fuels have done? All right, let's just get energy independent. Let's get off of the Saudi, you know, that Saudi oil tit. And it seems like we've accomplished that. I've read, you know, my evidence is I've read headlines that we've become drastically more energy independent under Trump, because he apparently, you know, approved some fracking measures there. Oh yeah, the vegans are all for the wind turbines, but they're just, chopping birds up, dude. I think, if you want to feed the homeless, I think you should have a program to, bus the homeless out to, camp out under the wind turbines and just wait for free food to fall from the air. You get some nice chopped up pheasantry, get a little bit of that bird. All right, you get a campfire started, and that's that life cycle in progress. All right, we just bust the homeless out there. Show them how, give them a flint rock, get that campfire started. Start cooking up some of that bird. We're here solving solutions, baby. We're solutions for societal problems. Wings for everybody. Right? They're pre-chopped. But yeah, that's what the whole climate agenda is based on, is these computer modeling into the future. It's like, if you can computer model into the future, I don't think you'd be a climate scientist. I think you would be a stock trader, and I think you'd be a trillionaire. Like, if you can predict something as complex as the climate, with all these differing factors that you have no ability to account for, empirically, it's the limit of our instrumentation to be able to, compute all of these, billions of different factors that go into how the environment creates climate from a day-to-day basis. And it's like, if you can calculate all that, I think you should put that, toward making some serious coin in the stock market, because you could be crushing it, bro. And that's how you know it's not real. But they knew that, a lot of the left would hook into it, because they already have this self-hating ideology built in, and they already mistrust human nature from the jump, because a lot of them are sneaky and conniving and scheming, amoral people that don't have any principles, and they're just, out to get theirs, and they don't live their life by any principles. So they fundamentally project that out onto humanity, and they're like, oh, yeah, we're all just, fucking nasty, scumbag pieces of shit that are just out for ourselves. We have to have the government come in and fix us. And it's like, that's you, bro. That's why they hate Christians, because Christians make it very clear that there are people that have objective universal values that, when they implement them in their life, it improves their life and they become a lot happier and they do good for society. And so, they're a direct example of the lack of principles and the failures of the left to accomplish the same thing. To the left, it's all about, like the modern left is all about, power acquisition and, not, avoiding debates by shutting down conversations, by demonizing other people, so you don't have to have an argument. You can just call somebody racist or sexist or homophobic or whatever, and you just end the conversation there. That's about power too. It's about getting you to shut up, because they don't want to have to do the work in their own head to think through their own positions. They just want you to accept it because it makes them feel good. And so it's like, so that's the perfect mind state of the person that's going to buy into this. Oh, human beings are a scourge on the planet, and we're killing our poor planet. We're just all so evil, So they're basically trying to come up with ways to tax the mental illness of the left, Department of Homeland Security has been releasing 1,400 illegals into the U.S. every day. Damn, how much is that for a year? What time period is that over? What up, Blossom? What up, Smith, John? I'm typical American trash, bro. Is that an endearing compliment there? It sounded like some friendly ribbing there. 1,400 times 365. That's $500,000 a year since December 21st. Oh shit. So that's a pace of $500,000 a year. And I brought this up to these people outside the fourth wall one time. I was like, it's because somebody made a reference to this manufactured crisis at the border. Like, because it's this talking point in the fake corporate media that, Trump he's manufacturing this crisis out of thin air. And what is he even talking about? And it's like this elaborate gaslighting operation to just pretend it's not happening. It's like, how detached are you? The demographics are radically shifting. There's we're on pace for 500,000 illegals coming in to the country a year. And it's like, if that was a natural progression, if based on free market capitalism, I wouldn't fundamentally have any problem with it. Like, if that many people were coming in just based on the value they're contributing and the actual merit they're putting into the economy, and they're actually succeeding that much to where they can sustain themselves coming from this third world country and working their way up and getting into America, I got no problem with that. Do your fucking thing. I mean, it is illegal immigration. So you're coming in immediately disrespecting the fuck out of the country you're trying to stay in. So that's a fucked up move. But at the same time, I can kind of understand where you're coming from if you were born in Guatemala and you're like, this is a piece of shit country. I want to go live in America. I can understand the impetus, obviously. But that's not what they're coming to do. They're not coming to immediately integrate and contribute and work their fucking ass off. And like, as the stereotype is, the statistics say 60% of them are coming in and immediately getting on welfare. And the left will moralize about it all day, but fundamentally the people at the top, they're people that are thinking, and like, just like how I said, they have empathy for these people and want to come and be in America. If they were born outside of America, they would want to come live in America. They actually have empathy. And I have, sympathy for that position, that those people that are getting hoodwinked by what the fuck is actually going on, they're being, they're not digging the next step deeper to find out the actual incentives at play with the welfare state and with the left. The cold-blooded manipulators at the top of the left, they are just looking at the statistics for how many people are coming in and getting on welfare, and they know that the left are the ones offering the free shit up to the people coming across the border illegally. So that's the main incentive that's driving the whole process. And, that it's a total cold-blooded political operation. What up, Israel? I think Israel's name is a Mossad plot to try to get me to say it. His name is, quote, this is not me saying this, all right? Don't misquote me. Israel assassinated JFK and did 9/11. That's this individual's name. Don't shut me down, YouTube, for that. They would want me to say it so I could get, a strike against me from the YouTube. All right? I see what's going on here. We're doing 4D chess, ladies and gentlemen, on the fly. All right? I'm going to let you contemplate that, psychological operation that was just attempted on me. All right? As I go and take my first federal outrage piss of the evening. All right? This is the most disrespectful part of the podcast for new viewers. The federal outrage chancellor goes in the other room. He leaves the door open. All right. And he pisses to where you can hear it. And he appreciates it if you would leave, a rating out of 10. I shall be back. I shall crack another beer. I shall read comments. Oh, the disrespect of the outraged chancellor, but it comes with love. I promised myself I wasn't going to sing. We are not going to sing on the podcast. We're going to refrain. What up, Rick Cheeseman? That's that 25-second pee, dude. That's that pee shooter. That's that strong flow. All right? That's the fount of Americana right there, dude. Been red lasers creeping up on the walls? Well, let them take their shots. All right? I've already spilled the beans on the podcast. I've already, go back and listen to all the episodes. I've laid out the entire, communist agenda, the cultural Marxists. I've exposed them wide open, and everything I say shall be underscored. If they take me out, give me liberty or give me an assassination in my home, ladies and gentlemen, I shall take it. That's why I got this guy right here. He's standing strong. Put him at the border. Right? That's why I'm trying to do, shoulder exercises. I was at the gym today, I was getting them flies on. I'm trying to shoulder the load for Western civilization here on the podcast. And trying to let motherfuckers know. Need a sample of my pee. I am on performance enhancing drugs. I will come out and say it. I'll give you that bee rabbit. I'll get out in front of it. Yes, I do, eat mom's spaghetti. All right? I do live in a trailer. I was born into a trailer park in Oklahoma. All right? And I am on performance enhancing drugs. All American brewed beer. All right? That's a PED. Squats I did. We back? Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. See? Now they're trying to take me out, dude. The Russians are trying to hack the stream. All right, it's another Mossad psyop that the Russians hack anything. It's all the Jews hacking everything. All right, the Jews are currently trying to hack Julian Assange's freedom. All right, and hopefully Trump stands up against them. What's up, William Lavagna? I appreciate that 9 out of 10, dude. I'm out here pissing hard. We live hard, we piss hard. All right? The communists go down hard. All right? And then we might just piss on them. When they're down. You can't say that. That's punching down the poor beta leftists. You're just going to piss on them when they're on the ground? Well, they just, they kept encroaching on Western civilization, and sometimes actions have consequences to it. I mean, I'm all about the non-aggression principle, but self-defense is totally valid. All right, when you're stepping all over, my freedom toes, You might catch a front leg turning side kick, dude. You might catch a spinning back fist. All right? You might catch, a rock solid argument that just shatters your consciousness, dude. What? Nazis aren't around every corner? Why have I been checking under my bed before I go to sleep every night if Nazis aren't under my bed? Joe Biden told me they were under my bed. So Joe Biden's a liar? And I just hold up an animated GIF of him, rubbing on 12-year-old titties. And the little girls are like, hey, stop it. I was trying to post a goddamn GIF on Twitter today and I couldn't figure it out. I felt like a goddamn, technology Neanderthal. I was like, how do I post a GIF on Twitter? It was just a frozen image when I would copy it, on my phone from the Safari browser and try to put it in Twitter. Because Joe Biden was trending today. Joe Biden was trending on Twitter, and so I wanted to push out that GIF of him like creeping on the little girl's chest and she jumps away. Oh, what up, Sweet Chin? It's a pulsing effect. All right, you might find a picogram or two in my urine, but it's a pulsing effect. All right, I took some gas station dick pills about 4 years ago, and it's been pulsing ever since, and I just crush all day long, and I don't know why. All right, the piss is gonna come back hot, but it's not my fault. I just crush leftist arguments for a living. And I'm just a consensual Genghis Khan, all right? I'm just a Jack White boy. Deal with it. All right? That's that Brock Lesnar. All right? I'm just a white boy with arguments. All right? Get used to it. What up, Anonymous Anarchy? This is the gathering of the goys with a filthy goyim here. All right, sharing our ideas and trying to keep up with the Jewish IQ. All right, we're trying to have a little in-group preference on this podcast. Not for white skin, but for intellectual arguments. If you got the arguments, baby, you're on my team. All right? And the arguments, if you follow them, they will lead you to some sneaky, powerful Jews. But, we're down for, the common man Jews to come on here and get on board with the team, dude. There's no reason they should be lumped in with the head sneakers in charge. All right? They can redeem themselves. Just why are you growing your sideburns that long? Oh, there's an opportunity there in the chat. Primordial Soup is offering up pics of his uncut, Dragon Energy there. And big opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. Act now. I just dropped my goddamn vape on the floor. But you know what? They're lowering the smoothness of the stream, and the Jews just hacked my vape as I dropped it. And we're going to get to the bottom of this, dude. I'm that private eye. I'm that deep state private eye. I'm fucking Nicholson in Chinatown, dude. I need me a white suit. This is the office where I kick back, and I wait for them to come with the intel, all right? And I'm going to be hot on the trail, dude. I'm doing investigation when I drive up to the Hollywood Hills, for Postmates. I'm casing joints, dude. I'm seeing the leftists in their natural habitat, I'm seeing people with blue hair that have, skyline views of the city, and I'm skeptical, right? Why you got spaghetti arms and drawn out dark circles under your eyes and blue hair and tattoos everywhere, and you got this fat view in the hills? What's going on? Who hooked you up with this? Let a real American up in the hills, dude. I'll show you how to stunt. Oh, they better hope I don't get some money out here, dude. I'll show them how to stunt. All right? Saving Western civilization. Shaming the communists. And still making it in the materialistic world that they worship. How does he do it? He tells the truth on stage and he has things. He's supposed to not have things. I tell him no. All right? I'm going to get it done. What up, Burgess? What up, AJ? AJ's looking for a Nazi girlfriend to be his wife. That's good luck finding her. I think there's about, a dozen Nazis in the country, and I think they're all unfuckable white dudes. I think that's all they are. I think it's the same crew that's looking for Bigfoot that consider themselves Nazis. I think that's the Nazi agenda in 2019. I think they're out looking for Bigfoot. Oh shit. Brexit Britain. What up with you? It's the goddamn Brits hacking my stream. All right, making me drop my vape. What's good, Alan James? What's poppin'? Uh-oh, Cactus Jack had a message retracted. Uh-oh, you're getting a little too politically incorrect there. Stay within the parameters of a nice Goyim discussion. All right, no talks of revolution. No, dragon energy. No passion. All right, you need to fit into the NPC box. We're putting you in the NPC box. Okay, here's your options: bland, boring, oppressive, or hateful. Which one are you? Choose. Choose. I'm just being interesting. No, you're punching down. You're making fun of those less fortunate. We know that you have predator drone. We know you have predator vision when you wake up in the morning as a fucking straight white male. You wake up in the morning and it's... How can I oppress? Who are the weakest targets I can capitalize on? That's what the left looks at straight white males as. And, it's that predator vision, dude. What else would we fill our days with if we weren't out here oppressing, the less fortunate? We can see your messages, Cactus Jack. Oh, I saw that comment before they erased it. Back when we could be... Remember The Sopranos, back when we could be truthful about racism. Well, you can stereotype Italian people all you want, all right? Because they're part of that, they're part of that white coalition there that's the punching bag for everybody on Twitter. And it's super progressive to just hate pasta. You get served a beautiful plate of pasta, garlic shaved on it, Parmesan cheese, olive oil, you got piping hot breadsticks, and, these goddamn white males, how dare they? I was serving in an Olive Garden when I first came out here, and I served this Nigerian family, and it was the mother, the father, and their one daughter, and she was like 17, looked like. And near the end of the meal, everything was going smooth. I was boxing up their food, and they had a heavy accent, and I was like, "Where are you from?" And the parents lit up. They're like, "Oh, we're from Nigeria, and we're so glad you asked. Well, what do you want to know about Nigeria?" And I went on and asked them a couple questions or whatever. And when I came back to the table to collect their check, I started to say something, and the daughter interrupted me. She's like, "Excuse me, sir. What you did just now, I mean, you asked the country of origin that my family's from, and it made me very uncomfortable that you would ask something like that, and I just think you should apologize." And I looked at her like, I had that Tucker Carlson face. Bitch, I just served you a delicious chicken Alfredo. All right? You had extra fucking Alfredo sauce on the side to dip your goddamn breadsticks in. Your fresh breadsticks that I hustled back to the kitchen to get. While you're sipping on a Shirley Temple that I mixed perfectly. Perfect ratio of Sprite and grenadine. I mixed it up just right. All right? And I gave it to you, and I gave you a refill on the shit. And me pretending to be interested in your parents' culture pissed you off. Well, there goes multiculturalism. That's multiculturalism. Like, oh, how wonderful it's going to work out. We can learn about other cultures, but don't ask about our culture. That's pretty racist if you ask about it. We just want to take shit over. Just get out of the way and don't talk or think, and we'll be fine. What are you doing all this talking and thinking for? Your talking and thinking oppresses me. Oh shit, drilling for oil out here, dude. You know me, I'm on the oil rig. All right? There's no wage gap out here. All right? It's a job for a man to do. Cactus Jack says Joe Biden was spotted on a metro train today after announcing he was running so he could relate to the common man. Oh, because that's what's important is, rhetorically relating with the common man as you're simultaneously fucking them over through the big banks and the big corporations that, have all the special interest in your pocket. Oh, we're going to condescend and relate down to the common man, but we're not going to give you opportunities. I mean, come on. Opportunities are for the government. Opportunities are for people like me to fondle little girl titties live on camera in front of their parents, and they can't do anything about it. That's the opportunities we're looking for. All right? Nice, young, nipply opportunities. That's something the common man can relate to. Don't you just want to fondle your niece? I know you've thought about it out there. Oh, he keeps that hot sauce in his pocket. Joe Biden's so fired up, he puts that hot sauce straight in his asshole. That's how he gets to hate himself so much. The white male politicians on the left, they got to take that hot sauce suppository. And you hear the deep state coming after me. You hear the helicopters outside. Black helicopters outside my door when I titled my stream Deep State. I'll let you read between the lines. Info warriors, what do you think's going on? They hate freedom. They want to shut down the First Amendment. They want to shut down a real patriot who's here exposing the agenda. I'm here doing lateral raises, talking about the Jewish conspiracy, talking about Muslim subversion into our culture, you know, trying to build my shoulders up. I'm on my super male vitality. I got my dragon energy all fired up. And they're out there with a helicopter just hovering, waiting to shut me down, waiting to take an axe to the First Amendment, like Gallagher on stage, blowing up a watermelon. All right? That's what they want to do to this melon. Because I got the intel. I got the arguments. I know the battle plan. So they want to lay my melon on a tree stump, all right, and take a big mallet to it, like a Looney Tunes cartoon. That's what they really want to do. Tyrants, 1776 will commence again if you hover outside my door in that helicopter. We got that InfoWars bumper sticker on the back of the hatchback. You know what the fuck it is, baby. We're not backing down from a fight. If you want to fight, you got one. What up, Elliot Brown? Thank you, sir. If I want to be taken seriously, I need to say corporate things like going forward. Oh, yes, going forward, we are going to be listening to the diversity officer a lot more often. Okay, she has informed me that we have entirely too many fucking straight white males in this office. There's too many white thoughts floating around. That's what I've been told. We need more brown thoughts. We need more black thoughts. She has now informed me that what I just said was offensive. I take it back. We need multiracial thoughts of all the non-white kinds. That's better. I'm still being fired, even though, you know, I apologized. Oh, see you later, Brexit. Get on that work train. It's 9 a.m. in Britain. God damn. Any politician who goes on Charlemagne the God show has an IQ under 100. We're trying to appeal to the, you know, the hip demographics there. We need some, you know, some darker skinned thoughts. There's too many white thoughts floating around. Trying to save Western civilization? No. Let it crumble under the weight of the barbarians. Because the barbarians vote for us. Because we give them free shit. Oh, isn't it delightful? Isn't it weird how one political party is just open bribery? They literally don't even try to hide it. It's just free this, free that. There's no catch here. Just give us all the power. And like so-called intelligent people buy into this. Anybody who has an IQ over 100 who's a leftist is evil. The ones under 100, they can be propagandized. But anybody over 100 and you're wanting, you know, government-run healthcare and fucking, you know, all this state-funded education and government regulation of the economy and takeover of the, you know, banking sector and just let the banks do whatever they want and like this just worship of state power. Like you're just hoping you get on the team, you know, of tyrants. And what you are is a useful idiot for totalitarianism when it comes down to it. Boy, I really slurred my way through that word, didn't I? Totalitarianism. Well, the thing about totalitarianism is it's bad. Trump should host a meme review. I mean, that's, they say the Russians hacked the election, but really, the meme makers hacked the election. That's what got Trump elected. It was Alex Jones and, memes on 4chan and Reddit. As goofy as it sounds, the memes are fucking powerful because they can spread complex ideas and make you laugh at the same time. It's meme magic, baby. They made it a reality. They literally got the Southern Poverty Law Center to say that Pepe the Frog was a hate symbol. The big problem with America is this cartoon frog that's turning all of our young straight white males into literal demons. They look at this frog and they instantly want to incinerate the Jews. It's unbelievable. We've yet to determine the connection between the frog and the incineration of Jews, but according to anonymous sources, it's there. You start accepting cartoon frogs, next step, genocide. All right? We got to ban the cartoon frogs, and we got to ban the guns, too. And then everything's going to be fine. Get rid of the cartoon frogs, get rid of the racism. Cheers to all the memers out there who, served time in the great meme war back in 2016, I mean, Trump-inspired memes and just Trump quotes from himself, have given me so many laughs over the past 3 years. They're way more laughs than any of these horseshit comedians on Netflix. Donald Trump has given me so much joy, more than any other human being on the planet, I think. Just seeing the triggering of the left. It's so... And Cactus Jack was talking about earlier, the how he handled the North Korea situation. He said his nuclear button was bigger than Kim Jong-un's. He literally sent a tweet that threatened nuclear war and made a small Asian dick joke in the same tweet. That is legend shit, dude. I pride myself in saying uncomfortable, possibly offensive things on stage and getting away with it. But god damn, he really pulled that shit off, didn't he? I mean, if I was doing a show in Asia, I would probably leave out the nuclear war material and the small dick material. But he just went for it, bro. And it worked. And so now it's going to go down in history textbooks. And then the president turned to Twitter, making a reference to the leader of North Korea's genitalia in reference to his own genitalia. Soon after, a peace agreement was reached. Because Kim Jong-un knows he has a small cock. He just desperately was waiting for somebody who had the balls to point it out. Everybody know I have a small dick. No one wants to say it. They're all afraid I'm going to kill them or something, and maybe I will. But Donald Trump, he come in, he got big balls. He big boy, American, no. He come in and say, what do you got there, Kim? What is that, a wine cork? What do you got, a ping pong ball cock there? What do you got working there? You got a nub. That's hardly even a nub. Can that be classified as a nub? Finally, somebody make fun of my dick. Somebody have the balls to make fun of my small dick. My dick is too small. I am a dictator. Dictator should have a bigger dick. I don't know, it is funny. Somebody make fun of it, please. You know, and that's that masculine shit. That's that alpha male shit. Where it's like they respect the shit talking. What up, Elliot Brown? Thank you again, brother. No, I'm in Cali, but please don't throw this donation up my nose. Oh, no, dude. Anything, you know, that I get, I think I got the AdSense account set up, so hopefully on the 10th of next month, I'll have access to the Super Chat money. So God bless you, sir. You're helping pay the rent. Cactus Jack says Obama never flexed on Kim Jong because he wanted nuclear war. You're saying Obama wanted nuclear war? I don't know about that. I think Obama just wanted to be a snake oil salesman for cultural Marxism and sit back and, collect checks on the back end, after he did all his favors for his, the people that financed his campaign. Then he wants to get the book deal and go around giving fucking hundreds of $1,000 speaking fees, or getting hundreds of thousands of dollars for speaking fees, going around giving these speeches to the banks he did favors to and shit. That's all Obama wanted. It was all this, narcissistic, can we get away with this shit, duping the American public and then profiting privately. That's the most hilarious, red herring on the left, as they point out, like, oh, Trump's just in it for himself and he's just in this for personal profit. It's like, yeah, so you can be smeared as a racist bigot, by going up and talking about immigration. As the stock in his companies have gone way down because half the country refuses to stay there. He's not even taking a presidential salary. You never hear that on the fake news there. That Donald Trump is not taking a presidential salary. That's pretty goddamn gangster. Yeah, he donates his salary, unlike Bernie Sanders, who pays 20% tax and talks about how rich people need to pay, 60 and 70%. Rules for thee, not for me. No refunds, cocksuckers. Good old Bernie. Isn't it weird that Bernie is the fucking front runner for the left? Biden is a total self-hating cuck, and he has no innovative ideas, and he's got all this creepy, footage of him fondling little girls on the internet. And Trump's not going to let that slide. He's going to bring those little girls to a debate. All right? What do you have to say now, Joe? All these little girls had their beautiful little bosoms touched by your creepy hands. They're here to testify their stories. Little Darlene, what did you feel like when Joe rubbed his scumbag, muggy little clammy fingers over your prepubescent chest there? Tell America what you felt. Tell America how Joe Biden creeped you out and how you've had nightmares. Trump's a ruthless motherfucker, dude. Oh, interesting. Cactus Jack says, did you know Steve Kerr hates himself so much that he still supports Muslims even though his father was murdered by one in Lebanon? Yeah, I've gotten that self-hating vibe from Steve Kerr. I get it from Greg Popovich, too. And I think that's a lot of where Steve Kerr gets it from. Because Steve Kerr, if you remember, he played for the Bulls with Jordan. And that was the big story, that Jordan once socked him out in practice. And Steve Kerr was probably looking for a reason to rationalize that. and then he met the hard leftist, weirdo Greg Popovich, who hates all white people, hates himself because he's got, ridiculous acne scars all over his face, and for some reason he's never satisfied with anything he accomplishes. And so I think Greg Popovich brainwashed Steve Kerr into, whitey hating, cultural Marxism. Steve Kerr apologized to Jordan. I'm sorry, your airness, my eye got in the way of your fist, and it's been weighing on my conscience. I know my ancestors, probably punched your ancestors a lot more than what you just did, so I probably deserved it from an ancestral point of view. And Jordan was just getting his dick sucked, smoking a cigar. He's like, shut the fuck up, Steve. Get out of here. This is my locker room now, And it was Phil Jackson sucking his dick. And Steve Kerr was like, Phil, what are you? And Phil was like, get the fuck out of here. He's the MVP. Joe had brain surgery. Let's say that's why he's a freak. They say it's why he's a freak with impulse control issues. Oh, Elliot Brown, thank you again, sir. I'm surprised this live channel isn't way huge yet. Well, time will tell. I seem to have lost a few viewers by painting a picture of Michael Jackson getting his dick sucked by Phil Jackson and Steve Kerr encountering it and apologizing for his skin color. That was, I seem to have lost 7 viewers after telling that story, but that's fine, because I think that's what really went down. I'm just getting, I'm that deep state private eye, dude. I'm getting to the root of what's happening. We're figuring it out. Think because of the beard, people think this is a gay ISIS channel. I'm not recruiting people to join ISIS. I'm recruiting them to join the Federal Outrage Commune. All right? We conquer things via arguments, not the sword. God damn it. We're not trying to subvert anyone's culture. We're just pointing out, whose culture is objectively better. And the white Western Europeans, we got a lot of inventions on our resume there. I haven't participated in any of them happening, but I do enjoy electricity. I enjoy, smartphones and the internet. And we got to give it up to Nikola Tesla and Benjamin Franklin. Got to give it up to, Thomas Jeff, the founding fathers there, the original high IQs. They weren't sneaking. You guys can't decide if I'm a gay Jew or a gay Muslim. I'm keeping you on your toes. He's got all these stories with women. He fabricates them, and he really toes the line between jihadist and Mossadist. We don't know where he's at. I'm a jihadist, Mossadist, savior of Western civilization. Patriot, all at the same time, dude. German and Dutch, all right? I'm known for engineering and genocide. Right now I'm genociding bad ideas. It's time for a bad idea genocide, all right? We need to cleanse the palate of these brain viruses that have infiltrated the West. What is my affiliation to Gay Lance and Gay Wave? None. I live close to West Hollywood. That's all there is. All right? I'm the private eye, not you guys. You guys don't investigate me. I'm investigating the deep state. I'm like Bernie Sanders. I exempt myself from my own rules. I'm like the Federal Reserve Chancellor, all right? Congress cannot ask me any questions. I'm figuring it out. All right. I may or may not have a small hat on. I've got a high IQ. We're figuring it out, dude. We're going to get the interest rates at the correct levels. We're going to tinker away at the economy here. Elliot Brown is Mossad, CIA, and KGB. Dude, that's that. That's them three musketeers all in one. That's that creamy nougat of intelligence operative. He's a creamy nougat intelligence operative, dude. Smooth fucking chocolate. They used to call me smooth white chocolate in basketball, dude. They knew what the fuck it was. Don't leave me open at the 3-point line. God damn it. Ask Kevin if she can cook us some eggs. She already brought home more wings, bruh. She was at that Buffalo Wild Wings, you know, confiscating merchandise.
Oh my gosh, shut up. I can make eggs good.
All right, another federal outrage piss coming your way, ladies and gentlemen. Rated out of 10. I shall be back. I shall crack another beer and read your disrespectful ass comments and debunk the theories that I'm a gay man working for ISIS or, you know, the Jewish conspiracy. Neither of these things are substantiated by the evidence. All right, we will get to the bottom of it. I'm the private eye around here, everybody. Did that sound like the flow of a gay man? That was pure Americana, all right? Five out of 10. Damn it! Cactus Jack says Trump is so smart that he put tariffs on Syria getting gas from Iran so that all traffic in the country will stop for a while so he can clear out ISIS. Yeah, from what I understand, ISIS is pretty much done. They cut out all their resources, you know, they cornered them, and then they had some precision strikes there. And I don't hear much from them anymore. But you also won't hear, you know, the Trump administration getting any credit for that. Because if they start talking about ISIS, then they've got to talk about, oh, what happened in Syria and Libya under Obama and Hillary. And the whole slave trade whoopsie-daisy happening. Oh, there's a continual, you know, refreshing of jihad, Anonymous Anarchy. I'm not saying that jihad is done, but, you know, the organized, you know, technologically increasing force that was ISIS seems to have its legs chopped out from under it. Do I like Lauren Southern? Nothing wrong with her. She seems to, you know, look at things pretty rationally, but, you know, just from an aesthetic point of view, her voice fucking annoys me. But I'm not saying I wouldn't, you know, crack some natty lights with her and light a few candles. Cactus Jack says, no, but Nick, Syria right now looks like the USA in the 1970s with the gasoline crisis where people are lined up for miles just to get gas. No one is even on the roads because of Trump's tariff. Look it up. Interesting. So yeah, is Syria where the I guess those fake rebels, that we financed and armed and trained, they're still maintaining a little stronghold in Syria there. So he's like cutting off the flow of resources to them. Trump's on that 4D, geopolitical chess. What up, Danny Two Fly? Accidentally got strawberry lemonade natural light earlier. Oh my God. I mean, I live pretty close to West Hollywood, but that's the fruitiest goddamn thing I've ever heard. I think the pack of strawberry lemonade natty light has to come with a butt plug. It comes with butt plug included with the strawberry lemonade natty light. Oh, dude, it comes with a do-it-yourself autoerotic asphyxiation kit. Comes with a belt and a bottle of lube. We know you're gonna need it. You get that strawberry lemonade natty light, dude, they be handing you that belt and that bottle of lube. What's this? We know you're gonna need it. Wink. Oh, it does the trick. That'll do the trick, That'll get you thinking about gender reassignment surgery when you're done with that six-pack, dude. Of course the butt plug meth is getting to my head. What do you think it's there for? Goes right, passes the blood-brain barrier, straight into the arguments. How do you think I come up with all this shit? But I use it for good. I use the energy for good. I expose the truth, all right? I'm not spinning the false narratives. Thank you very much, Elliot Brown. You lead by example. That's that Americana. That's that shining city on a hill. All right? Lead by example, baby. That's that Donald Trump. You want a private jet with your name on the side of it? There he is. He did it. The left is like, no, it's way more fun to hate him. And, oh, he got a head start and blah, 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 blah. Well, what's your ROI on the money you were given by your parents? Have you increased it tenfold yet? Oh, Danny Two Fly, nobody ruins super chats. It's always an option, baby. It's just if you feel it deep down in your plums, you send the super chat and you take the plums to market. Special 2 plums for 1. If you feel the dragon energy, then you feel it. Can I vape through my butt? Well, that's an experiment I do not wish to try. But I assume that there's some people in West Hollywood hard at work answering that question right now. They're doing that hardcore, rear end research over in West Hollywood. Yeah, I sorted out the super chat, Alan James. I got the AdSense account linked, the appropriate one, and it seems to be approved. So we'll see on the 10th of next month whether or not it's linked up right, because that's when it usually updates. Is the 10th of the next month. But yeah, if anybody wants to contribute to the Western Civilization Defense Fund, that WCDF, PayPal.me/Outrage TV is the place to do it. That's the most efficiente way to help the federal outrage chancellor pay his rent. His exorbitant rent prices. I'm the assistant manager of my apartment complex. I'm still trying to work my way up into the Jewish conspiracy and be the manager of the apartment complex. But it's a never-ending list of tasks around here. I'm accomplishing them, ticking them off the list. We shall see. All right. What's good, Jacob? We shall see. All Trump supporters are goats. Tom Brady, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth. Oh, the Babe. When he wasn't, drinking gallons of milk at a time and putting down steaks, he was looking in a crystal ball and, supporting Donald Trump. The Bambino, he was all about saving Western civilization. Slinging dick, eating steak, and crushing grand slams. Keeping the black competition out of the league. All right, so he can continue to crush. So he can continue to crush those 85-mile-an-hour fastballs. Well, therein lies the problem, Sweet Chin. I can't blame the manager of anti-Semitism because he is a wonderful Jewish man himself. That's why I say I'm working my way into the Jewish conspiracy, We're making alliances out here. All right? I'm developing my team of high IQ sneaks, all right, to take back Western civilization. Because they're good to have on your side. Thank you again, Elliot Brown. Wonder what Yuri Bezmenov would think about electing Trump. That's a really interesting question because this is uncharted territory for people who are trying to culturally subvert a country. When the country has the internet, all right, this has never happened before. When they've attempted this subversion, the country has the internet and the communication capabilities that we have, networks that we have, and you see them trying to subvert those things and promote certain, nihilistic, hedonistic ideologies in order to get people hooked on this dopamine drip and not focused on principles that are going to lead to a better, more prosperous society, and to identify the snakes that are trying to rule over you. They don't want you to do that. They want you to get sucked in the Miley Cyrus and the porn and the fucking, the thugged out hip hop bullshit and blah, 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 and get you all into this fucking, downward spiral. But at the same time, there's, a huge amount of the population that's waking up to what's going on. And so Trump represents a lot of that portion of society that represented that we needed to slam on the fucking brakes from this agenda to push for bigger and bigger government and more control in these oligarchical fucking, creepy, clammy Joe Biden hands. We've got you in our clutches now. The George Soroses of the world. We've financed it all, and now it's yet to unfold. We will get Hillary Clinton in office, and she will continue the culturally subversive policies of Obama, and we will take over the world. Ugh. They're all these like Pinky in the Brain fucking weirdos in these think tanks. They're like, what do we do every day, Pinky? Try to subvert American culture and get them to hate themselves and open the borders wide open and take over the world. Ugh. These fucking like Superman villains just sitting back and scheming. Buying off politicians, starting, cultural movements through the universities. We're subverting the university students. What do we do every day, Pinky? Ugh. So gross. But Trump is the representation of the resistance to that. That's why it's hilarious that the left calls themselves the resistance. Oh, we're resisting the resistance to our horseshit. Because we just can't see it, or we're, too manipulative and evil to give a fuck. And so Trump represents the, standing up of the average, rational thinking person and being like, bullshit. That's all it is. That's all Trump was. Standing up and saying, no. I know you want the trans kid thing. I know you want, free healthcare, free college, or free. Bullshit. All right? We got 22 trillion in debt, over 100 trillion in unfunded liabilities. This whole women voting thing hasn't really turned out very well. We should have kept it white, straight male landowners get to vote. Now Bernie wants criminals to vote. I'm just saying, since the 1920s, women got the vote in 1920. The national debt was 25 billion. Now, going on 100 years later, we're going on 25 trillion in debt. 25 trillion. Seems like, somebody took Uncle Sam's credit card and went to the mall. I want the welfare state. Honey, that's $20 trillion. It doesn't seem like it's going to be worth it. I want it, or I'm not fucking you anymore. All right, we'll get it. And then the average American man turned into Kevin James on King of Queen, just overweight and subservient to their much more intelligent wife. And oh my God, I can barely manage to do anything successfully in my life. Just tell me what to do, baby. The Homer Simpson character. That's what the average American male became while this subversion was happening from the hippie movement in the 60s and worked its way into the universities. And, they taught you in school, Joseph McCarthy was a wingnut and he didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And he was just a lunatic who was just paranoid. And it was so fascistic what he was doing. It's like, no, he was dead on the money. There was, a legitimate communist subversion through the media and through the intellectual classes in the universities. Oh, but your communist professor didn't tell you that when they were giving you the rap about Joseph McCarthy. Did they? They taught you that the Nazis were right-wing. Ooh, don't get too right-wing. Don't want too small of a government. Don't want too much freedom. Then you're getting close to Nazism. That's the biggest hoodwink of them all, dude. That if you're too right-wing, you're getting close to being a Nazi. Because really, that's That's what the Nazis really wanted. They were really into Rothbardian freedom. They really wanted some of that Ludwig von Mises Austrian deliciousness. But it just turned out in practice, whoopsie daisy, concentration camps. What happened? We wanted freedom. Concentration camp all of a sudden. Out of nowhere. It's not what happened. The Nazis were the National Socialist Party. They were leftists. Big government, authoritarian leftists. But you were taught in school, oh my God, it's the right-wing authoritarians. Don't be one of them. So they can use that to smear Donald Trump and his supporters as Nazis. Anybody who's legitimately advocating for less government power and more free market capitalism and prosperity for the country, well, sounds like you just want to put Jews in concentration camps. That's all I heard. I think North Korea respects Trump. You know, he got him to make the peace agreement with South Korea. He got some concessions. You know, he got at least an agreement in principle to, slow the level of nuclearization there. But at the same time, it's about going over and talking to Kim Jong-un. That's the whole thing of it. It's not, the danger comes when there's a lack of communication. And the leaders aren't communicating, and there's this subtle resentment that they're ratcheting up their nuclear program, and we're like, oh my God, you're psycho crazy people. We're not sure what you're gonna do, and then they're like threatening to do shit like for power moves, but like the main thing is opening the channel of communication so that you can keep tabs on what the fuck they're doing. And you go over there and settle them down and make fun of their dick and put them in their place. Sometimes these dictators, they need to have their dick made fun of. It's very important. You have to take them down a peg and show them that their dick is a peg.
What's wrong with you? Hey, nice for children.
What up? What up, Jacob Foray? What's noise in the background? That's my lovely roommate.
Lovely.
My heavenly roommate.
Oh, wow. That was gay.
It's your name.
My name's Heaven.
That's right, Anonymous Anarchy. We're still trillions in debt. Our borders are still being flooded. All right? And Trump doesn't get this fucking, getaway scot-free card. We got to hold him accountable to the campaign promises. Build the wall, put Hillary in jail.
In jail?
Cut the taxes, cut the spending. Because the whole value in being an outsider president that's not connected to the web of corruption in Washington, D.C., the whole value of that is being responsive to your base and not responsive to the special interests, to the deep state, to these establishment cronies in there whispering in your ear.
Ew, crony whispers.
Ooh, crony whispers. You know things are going bad when those cronies are whispering in your ear.
Ew.
You're like, get out of my ear! I'm building the wall!
You're so dumb. Does he have multiple personalities or are you okay? Get out of my ear, crony. Shut up, crony. You're so annoying, crony.
Don't you know that walls are racist? We're currently racist for having walls on our apartment, and we're very sorry. We'd like to apologize to The View.
I'm apologizing for nothing.
I'm apologizing to Oprah Winfrey.
Because you're a wimp ass bitch.
I'm apologizing to Rachel Maddow for having walls on my apartment. I'm very racist.
Oh no, how dare you? Suck a dick.
But it's different for Israel. Israel gets to have their own wall. All right? Because they deserve it because they're oppressed.
No rest.
All right? And they're very low testosterone and they can't fight back. So they need walls. All right? You got to be super kosher to get into Israel. You got to pass a kosher taste test. They put 2 pieces of pizza in front of you, and you got to decide which one has been blessed by the rabbi. If you get it wrong, oh, he got it wrong.
So dumb.
Looks like we're circumcising him again. Circumcise him. I've already been circumcised. What the fuck? Circumcise him again. We're taking more of that dick. No, anything. You gotta balance this budget sheet. You got 20 minutes. Do you have a calculator? Looks like somebody has an IQ problem. You're not getting into Israel.
Why do we have no sweets in this house?
The Chinese people don't have any empathy. They got a giant wall, dude. They don't give a fuck. They'll shoot you down while you're trying to climb on it. While you're trying to take a selfie for Instagram. They eat octopus while they're still alive. They don't give a fuck about your human rights.
Why are there no donuts in this house?
I don't know why there are no donuts in this house. Probably because we haven't purchased any donuts.
I'm hungry and there's no donuts in this house. I work out for no reason.
Well, it's 1:41 a.m. Where are you trying to get donuts?
The liquor store has donuts? Like the packages of donuts?
They close at 1.
No, they don't. Not the gas station people.
Oh, those people, yeah. Those people,
Yeah, but there's no donuts here. So what?
The jihadists over there at the...
donuts. I work out for no reason. All I want is donuts in my life. Now I'm forced to make more pasta. It doesn't take so much time.
They're going to bring charges on Trump. What are you talking about, Danny Two-Fly? Charges on what? For getting too much porn star pussy?
Yeah, I'm just going to my house. There's no donuts here. I hate you.
There are no donuts here.
I hate you.
There are no charges here. There's no Russian collusion here.
You're strange. No donuts.
There's no, Mossad infiltration here. All right? It's just a good German boy from Oklahoma out here, trying to work his way into the Jewish meritocracy. It's not a conspiracy, it's a meritocracy. We've got to outcompete them. Stop complaining, start competing. Don't be like Steve Kerr, all right, and just complain that Michael Jordan socked you in the eye. No, you've got to cross Michael Jordan the fuck up, all right, and hit that 3-pointer in his fucking eye. And tell him to stop gambling and stop being a dick.
It's hot in here. Can I give you donuts? No, never mind. I already know your answer. No. Like Dad. No. Because you don't love him.
Yeah, you better watch out going out to get donuts. You're in MAGA country.
I just want
If Chicago is MAGA country, LA is MAGA country.
You're crazy.
Everywhere's MAGA country. We've just got roaming Trump supporter gangs walking around with nooses.
So that yes.
Nooses and bleach. Out here trying to lynch the minorities. They're just all over the streets.
I'm tired.
President Duarte of Philippines threatened to declare war on Canada.
Why?
Well,
Why is he mad?
Yeah, as long as you threaten Canada, you're gonna get what you want. Thank you, Danny Two Fly. Because Canada, they're just gonna, you know, they're just gonna put their head in the sand and listen to their Drake, and buy some new clothes. That's all that happens in Canada. They don't fight back. You know, they just open the borders, listen to Drake, you know,
Open your borders, bitch.
and try to buy more wristbands.
Oh my god, you're so stupid.
LA is Mexico country,
LA is Mexico country.
perhaps. But you know, I stay on the west side of LA, so it's a lot of nice white and Jewish people. All right, I don't see the Mexican insurgents. I don't see La Raza where I hang. I'm in Hollywood, you know. I cruise over to Beverly Hills, and that's the gist of it.
Just please.
Occasionally, I'll dip in for some authentic Mexican cuisine, you know, and that's just fine with me.
You're strange.
We got to bring the troops home from the goddamn Middle East and have them build the wall.
Woo!
That's the plan, Trump.
Woo!
That's the goddamn plan.
Woo!
Bring our boys home and teach them some masonry. We want some fine masonry at the border.
No, I don't. I'm making sweet angels.
But we shall see what Trump can get accomplished when
His dick's wet?
when he's not constantly being badgered by these, you know, deep state gremlins over the Russia collusion. What would take 10 plus years to build? Well, if you got some real American patriots on that shit, you know, you could get it done ahead of schedule, under budget and ahead of schedule.
Oh my gosh.
What do I prefer, Mexican cuisine or African American cuisine?
We're no part of Africa. That's so vague.
What's African American cuisine?
Negro food? Fried chicken?
Fried chicken and waffles.
Chitlins?
You know, I went to what up isn't no. I went to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. I was a little bit disappointed.
Fuck off.
I didn't get the waffles because I was on a low carb day.
Well, then of course you're disappointed.
I just got the chicken. You know, it probably would have been a lot better if I worked out before and I got the waffles and I got the chicken and I put the syrup all over everything. That probably would have been tremendous.
You're fucking nuts.
But I just had the chicken.
All your fault.
And then I walked outside the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in Mid-City in LA, and I saw a homeless person stretched across the sidewalk that looked dead as fuck.
Oh no!
Right in the middle of the street. That was like when I first got to LA, I was looking on the street and I was like, man, is anybody gonna check his pulse?
Why
Um,
waste your time and not get fucked?
He's all stretched out with his entire ass out of his pants, just all across the sidewalk. I was just like, well, I don't know if I can provide any help in this equation. I already spent too much money on chicken.
And no waffles!
I'm just gonna sidestep this situation, you know, take my protein and you know, get to stepping.
But you have no waffles. That's like going to Burlington Coat Factory and never buying a coat. Are you okay?
Hashtag no waffles.
What's wrong with you? Like, you can't go to like somebody that's known for like half their thing and just not get what?
I fucked it up.
You did. You can't.
I'm willing to give it a second shot, but the chicken was subpar.
Without the waffles.
Usually it's probably covered up with the syrup and the waffles, and you don't even notice how subpar the chicken is.
No, you were so turned off with a homeless person. The time you ate the chicken, all you were eating was homeless person.
No, that happened after I ate.
No, I'm sorry. It's just in your nostrils or something. You're wrong. I can't explain it, but you're wrong.
All right, I'm down with the African American cuisine. All right, but it's hard to fuck with a burrito.
It's not that hard to fuck with a burrito. Burritos are boring. Black people are great. I'm sorry. Whoa, I'm sorry.
No, Heaven was never a liberal, from what I could tell. She was a little. I don't know. She gets along with liberal people, but she was, she's pretty much the same way she is now. She's a good Christian girl
Well,
with some kinks in the hose there.
kinks in the hose. I got some kinky hose. You said some kinks in my hose. I love all my hose. Take it up. Lay it down.
Burritos are boring, says who?
Yeah, what the fuck? Who are you talking? All your friends are dumb. Nick, first you have Brussels about the waffles, then someone tells me that burritos are boring.
All right, I'm out of booze. People are saying burritos are boring. It's time to wrap the podcast up for tonight. There's no donuts. God damn it.
How I can go on.
All right, everybody. It's been fucking fun, as usual.
It's been fucking fun.
Don't twist my words.
You said it's been fucking fun.
What about waffle burritos? If they wrapped a waffle into a burrito?
With some eggs and bacon? That actually dope.
That actually sounds like the new, bullshit marketing campaign that McDonald's would come up with. They did the McGriddles, and now they're going to do the waffle.
McWaffle?
McWaffle breakfast burrito.
That sounds dope as shit.
We just made McDonald's tens of millions of dollars.
No, billions of dollars.
McWaffle breakfast burrito?
I'm having this is Nick. Feel free to put in the money, whatever.
Come on, dude.
That's fucking genius.
You wouldn't eat the shit out of a McWaffle breakfast
and no
burrito.
one else is doing that right now. Nobody. They should have been doing it 3 years ago.
Oh, I'll be getting on tomorrow, Cactus Jack. I'll be getting on, baby. I'm taking a little break from the stand-up while I get out here and make my rent money out on the Postmates. But I will make time for the Outrage crew late at night. I'll come on and talk some shit, have some fun, sip on some beers,
Smoking alcohol.
and get to the bottom of this deep state sneakery. It's the private eye, ladies and gentlemen. The private eye of Outrage TV is on the case.
He's a private dick.
Private dick. All right, we're on the case. We're snooping. All right, we're uncovering truth.
Pussy.
Pussy truth. Hyphenated. Pussy truth.
Oh my god. You're such a geek. Such a geek.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, follow me on Instagram at Nick Jordan himself, on Twitter at I am Nick Jordan. Full podcast audio will be posted. I'm a little bit behind as usual, but I will post all the episodes up on the podcast apps under Outrage Cast, all one word, ladies and gentlemen. Like it if you like it. Share it out if you dare.
And pump butts forever.
And paypal.me/Outrage TV if you want to fund the operation. Love all you bad motherfuckers. Subscribe to it. Hit that bell. We shall be coming back and getting to the bottom of the deep state sneakery, ladies and gentlemen. And as a parting shot, Cactus Jack says we need another genocide.
Good night, Cactus Jack. Good night.
My suggestion
Good night.
is a genocide of bad ideas. That's what we're doing here at Outrage TV.
Yes.
We're genociding the bad ideas,
Oh man.
not the people that are attached to them. All right. I do have an affinity for genocide with my ancestry as a German, but we're genociding the bad ideas. All right, and we're pointing them out on the internet, live in full effect, ladies and gentlemen. I will catch you bad motherfuckers tomorrow night. We're genociding the bad ideas, one argument at a time.
Not the
ladies and
people who
gentlemen.
say them.
One argument at a time.
Dear God.
Just the idea.